Hello, Professor and classmates. My name is Jason Romack, and I'm here to talk to you today about a very touchy subject for me, and that is the nationwide budget cuts on mental health and substance abuse around our nation. And this is not only costing lives, but it's costing other people to adjust their lives to take care of loved ones because they can't find the right treatment that they need due to government cuts. And this has been going on since 2010. I know this from firsthand experience because I was in a facility at that point in time in my life, a very dark point in my life, where I received one of the last state beds in the facility. And unfortunately, the gentleman who received one before me, he left and tried to get back in about a week later, and unfortunately he had passed away from an overdose due to there not being any state-funded beds available. So that's just one example of why this is a very important and touchy subject for me. These cuts have been going on, like I said, since 2010, possibly before then, and they have not stopped. Mentally ill people that need treatment are overcrowding jails. Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart recently spoke about this. He said it's quite possible that over half the population of Cook County Jail in Chicago is mentally ill and misplaced and should be in either psych wards or mental assistance homes and whatnot. And those crimes that they committed to get themselves into jail are just part of a cycle. They just wind up in psych wards and back on streets and then shelters and then back in jail again. And it's a very vicious cycle, and it's continuing and continuing and continuing. And it has to come to a stop. More and more innocent lives are being taken, families are being ruined, people are having to quit jobs to have to take care of loved ones because they can't get into the facilities they need to. And for me, as I said, this is a very touchy subject. This is the field I plan to go into, and more and more facilities are having to go profit because their states just aren't giving they're not giving them their facilities enough money. Halfway houses are now overrun by DOC because that is basically a guaranteed paycheck for the halfway house. If it's through the DOC, they're going to get their money. If it's from someone with no insurance and no job, they're not guaranteed their money. So, of course, the halfway houses have went with the DOC money. And that is unfortunate because these jails are overcrowded with nearly half most jail populations are mentally ill people that don't belong there in the first place. They're in the middle, as I said, it just puts them on the streets and shelters, and then back in jail where they don't belong, and back out on the streets, and so on. And the question you have to ask yourself is, where is all this tax money going? There is a state budget, and there's all these senators that are receiving these huge paychecks after they're out of office. Is that really necessary? I believe that there should be a pension involved, not a salary larger than they were receiving while they were in office. And just things such as that really irk me. And lives are being taken and families are being ruined because people are having to quit their jobs to take care of their mentally ill loved ones because they can't find a place for them to get the correct care. Just some info on where our tax dollars are going. That's just part of it. And we all know us in Illinois here know a lot about the union truck scandals and all kinds of stuff. It's a really corrupt state that I live in, and if you have a loved one or someone suffering from a mental addiction or mental health problem, addiction, or even both, dual diagnosed people like myself. I'm in recovery. I have been, like I said, since 2010, and I don't know what I would have done if I had not found God and found recovery at that point in my life. I do not have a very good health plan at this point, and I don't believe that if I was still struggling, that I would find a great place to be in. Most rehabs that are accepting people are either just short detox programs, and then people are right back out on the street, and that's generally going to land them 6 feet under, or just running around stealing, causing more crimes, and ended up in jail and hurting more people. So we have to ask ourselves, cover all the aspects. If you have a loved one or someone with mental illness, try and help them in any way to get state insurance, because there are still a handful in the state of Illinois, I know of at least, that do accept state insurance, at least for a short extended detox program, and do some research and find some halfway houses and help them find their way into one that does not require money on the spot, because these places are expensive, and now the DOC has taken over most of them. Most halfway houses will only take inmates now instead of just people trying to get help. Inmates obviously already are at a place where they have gotten clean and given the opportunity to detox, and they are given the opportunity to go through programs of recovery in prison and jail. So they are given the opportunity for rehabilitation in prison. Even though half of our prison population is mentally ill and they're misplaced, they are given the opportunity to at least learn about recovery before they are released from prison or jail. But that is one big problem. Even Sheriff Tom Gard in Chicago just talked about, and he spoke specifically about Cook County Jail and how the vicious cycle is that these people, they're in shelters, they're on the streets stealing and robbing people, and then they wind up in jail, and then they're right back out, and the jails are overcrowded, and it's just a big circle, and it just keeps happening over and over again, and the same names keep popping up in the same places. So you got to ask yourself, if you have a loved one or a mentally ill person in your family that needs your help because they can't get help themselves, do whatever you can. Write letters to your congressman, alderman, everybody. Anything you can do to get your state's attention, because this is happening all over the place. It's an epidemic. The homeless rates, one example in my state, Singer Mental Facility in Rockford, Illinois, closed down back in 2012. And that tripled the homeless population in that city. And that city now has 3 of the most violent zip codes in the country. So I think this is time for immediate action. And if you agree, I'm looking forward to your feedback. As I said, this is a very sensitive subject for me, so as much feedback from you would be excellent. Thank you for listening.